Right, this is BTEC Engineering, Unit 7, B9 and B10. So, we are on page 9 of the Section B Examples booklet. As usual, this is a video, so you may need to pause to take notes. I won't pause like I would in a lesson. And make sure you make very, very clear notes for when you're doing assignments. Now, B9 is that we are using definite integration to find how far the vehicle has travelled in 4 seconds, given that v equals t times 2t plus 1. Explaining your method. Now, we explain the method if you want to get merits and distinctions. You need to be able to do it properly, just calculating it to get the pass. Now, this is very similar to B5 to B8, except that the integrations are more difficult and we have to use more advanced techniques to be able to do them. So basically, in this one and the next one, we need to be using a process called integration by parts. So, we need to integrate by parts. The reason is that we've got two things multiplied together. Now, integration by parts is a formula for integrating two things multiplied together. It's only useful in certain circumstances, of which this is one. So in this case, we have to identify things to go into this formula. So the integration by parts formula is the integral of u times dv by dt to t, and that's equal to u times v minus the integral of v times du by dt to t. So the idea is we start with a function with an integral on the left hand side, we turn it into one on the right hand side, whereas this is easier to integrate than this is. So we have to identify what our u is and what our dv by dt is. So in this case, the u will be t, and the dv by dt will equal 2t plus 1. To fill out the formula, we also need du by dt. So differentiate t, it just differentiates to 1. The v, we have to integrate dv by dt to get v. So we have to follow the rules. So t on its own is t to the power of 1. So we would increase the power by 1, 1 plus 1, divide by the new power, 1 plus 1. Any number we just times by t, so 1 times t is equal to t. Simplifying, 2 divided by 1 plus 1, if we do it on the calculator, will give us 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, so we get t squared for the first term, and plus t, we don't simplify. So then we plug that into the formula. So the integral of t times 2t plus 1 to t equals u times v. So t times t squared plus t minus the integral of v times du by dt. So we need to multiply 1 by the t squared plus t. Well, we times it by 1, we just get t squared plus t dt. Integrating further. So now we integrate this function, so it's polynomial, so polynomial rules, we add 1 to the power, we divide by the new power, so divide by the 2 plus 1. We need to put this in a bracket. Plus t on its own is t to the power of 1, so add 1 to the power, t to the 1 plus 1, divide by the new power, 1 plus 1. Now usually we do a plus c, but we're doing definite integration, so we can ignore the plus c for now. Let's just tidy it up. So we've got t times t squared plus t minus 2 plus 1 is 3, so t cubed over 3 plus 1 plus 1 is 2, so t squared over 2. Now it's possible to multiply this out and simplify it, however I'm not going to do that in this case. So the actual integral we want to get the answer is the integral from 0 to 4, because we're travelling to 4 seconds, of t times 2t plus 1 dt. From our work, this integral here is what goes inside the square brackets. And then, just like the other definite integrals, first we put the 4 in. Well, we'll need to do it in another set of brackets around all of it. So 4 times 4 squared plus 4, close bracket, minus 4 cubed over 3, plus 4 squared over 2. Big bracket around all of that. Then take away all of that with zeros put in. So 0 times 0 squared plus 0, close that bracket, minus 0 cubed over 3, minus the plus 0 squared over 2, close bracket, close this bracket. We stick all of that into the calculator, we get an answer. Fortunately, this bit, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, all of that will be equal to 0, so we only really need to put the first big bracket into the calculator. So 4 times 4 squared plus 4, minus open bracket, 4 cubed over 3, plus 4 squared over 2, close bracket, equals. And to 3 significant figures we get 50.7 metres to 3 significant figures. But these integration by hearts ones are much more challenging than the earlier versions. There are a lot more steps you're going to have to follow. However, again, these will be very similar. Ones in the assignment where you can follow this through, just changing the numbers for the actual ones in the assignment. So make sure you make good notes. Moving on to the other by heart example. On B10. Right, we're on page 10 of the example booklet now. And this is another one that requires the by parts formula, so now I wish I hadn't rubbed out. So that's the by parts formula. The integral of u times dv by dt equals u times v minus the integral of v times du by dt. And there's our function, v equals te to the 4t. Excuse me. So u is equal to the t and v is equal to e to the 4t. The v by the t equals that, sorry. So because it's u times the v by the t. We need to differentiate the u to get du by the t, which is equal to 1. We need to integrate the e to the 4t to get v. So to integrate e to the power, we need to divide by the 4. So that whatever the number is in front of the t, that's what we're going to need to divide by. So plugging that into the formula, the integral of t e to the 4t dt equals u times v, so t times e to the 4t over 4 minus the integral of du by the t times v, well du by the t is 1 times e to the 4t over 4. So, integrating this one, so again it's e to the 4t, so we need to divide by another 4. So e to the 4t over 4 times 4. Simplifying that, we're going to get te to the 4t over 4 minus e to the 4t over 16. excuse me. I say indefinite integration would normally need a plus c. However, we're going to do definite integration, so we don't need to write that here. So the s, the limits are 0 to 4 seconds of t to the 4t. The t equals, open the square brackets. That's what should go inside the square brackets. So te to the 4t over 4 minus e to the 4t over 16 equals, put the 4 in for t, so 4e, so 4's the top limit, so we put the 4 in, so 4e to the 4 times 4 all over 4 minus e to the 4 times 4 over 16, close bracket, minus, open the bracket, put the 0 in, so 0 times e to the 4 times 0 over 4 minus e to the 0 times 0, sorry, 4 times 0, because it's 4t, 4 times 0 all over 16. Stick that all into a calculator and we'll get our answer. Open bracket, 4e to the power of 4 times 4 all over 4 minus e to the 4 times 4 all over 16 over 0 e to the 4 times 0 over 4 minus e to the 4 times 0 over 16. Close final bracket. We get 833,072.8.675 meters. Excuse me. Right, so again, this is a very difficult concept. Make sure you've got a good set of notes so you can follow through what happens to the numbers. When you're doing it for real in the real assignment, compare this example to what you need to be able to do and follow the numbers through, changing the numbers from the example to the ones in the question. That's about as easy as it can be. However, if that's all you're doing, you won't be able to explain your method and get higher grades for that. Best of luck.